Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The unfastened female's Devin Strader has yelled out following reports of a catch and restricting solicitation recorded by an ex, alluding to them as severely befuddled. Devin, who was revealed to have completed his obligation to Jenn Tran in a wild way after the show got done, has been getting through a surge starting their forward, paying little heed to attempts to exhibit his honesty, which consolidated his conveying texts with Jenn, which she banged as an assault of safety. Reports then broke showing that in 2017, he was caught for ignoring an ex's restricting solicitation, something ABC has now tended to after fans tended to how he was truly projected on the show. By and by, Devin is watching out for the situation for himself. In a clarification on Instagram, he ensured that it was from a discouraged spot from previously, and reports about it have been genuinely puzzled. At first keeping an eye on the response from the video he posted and eradicated that normal Jenn's classified messages, he then, at that point, kept an eye on the controlling solicitation. Most lately, there have been troubles from a discouraged spot in my past that have been raised and truly frustrated, he said. The claims are basically misleading as I have never inappropriately laid hands on another individual or treated my ex in any of the habits wherein I have been depicted. That controlling solicitation was seldom yielded and totally pardoned. My school ex and I ended up obliging, and over the long haul cut off our fellowship, embracing an uplifting perspective. This was the point at which I first anytime went completely gaga, and I acquired lots of helpful information from our relationship. It was a creating experience for both of us. His affirmation came after reports surfaced that communicated he was caught for burglarizing his ex's home in Louisiana in 2017. As shown by the catch warrant confirmation, the ex said she had actually headed out in different directions from him, and he lived 2 entrances down from her. She communicated that after she left town, she got back home to find the house burgled, and a gem jewelry Devin had given her during the relationship was missing. She moreover pinned him for beating on her entrance a couple of times and yelling at her, said he made a fire in the street with what radiated an impression of being the controlling solicitation she had reported against him, and he bothered and snickered at her when she had an evened-out tire on her vehicle. He was then, at that point, probably caught on robbery allegations, to which he admitted to charges of criminal trespass and fundamental crook mischief to property of under $500, and got a sentence of 1 year of independent probation. The victor of the latest season of the solitary rangeress, Devin Strader, has hit back at late reports about his 2017 catch and affirmed restricting solicitation. The 28-year-old, who was immediately associated with to the ABC dating show's lead Jenn Tran, cherished the Unfastened Male Foundation reality Steve in a YouTube livestream when he showed a promise of Strader's past catch warrant for one wrongdoing count of essential robbery of a had staying. An unknown ex of Strader guaranteed that while she was away, her home was burglarized and a gem necklace that Strader had gifted her had been taken. She moreover guaranteed that Strader had come to her Louisiana house a couple of times, beating on the entrance and yelling at her, which drove her to record a controlling solicitation against him on Walk 22, 2017. Reality up-and-comer posted a clarification on his Instagram story on Thursday, September 19th, to address these reports. Following my experience on the single young lady, there have been various records and misdirections put out in my ideal media to stop briefly to address, his declaration began. The fundamental portion of the declaration watched out for a 13-minute video he had posted on Instagram not long after the season 21 finale, where he posted screen catches of texts with Tran attempting to give his type of their partition. The post has since been deleted. During the real episode, Tran revealed that Strader cut off their fellowship by means of phone. He had essentially said that he didn't appreciate me any longer and didn't feel the same way and felt like something had been off since the ensuing he proposed, and mourned preparing for marriage, she said. I really want to apologize for the video I conveyed following the last episode. I'm not happy for that psychological goof he made. I'm really appreciative for my experience on the show, and for having the potential chance to know and adore Jenn. I totally regret hurting her in any way. She is an extraordinarily unprecedented individual, and I wish her main helpful things. He then discussed the restricting solicitation and catch warrant, getting a handle on that they happened during a discouraged spot from a long time back, and were truly misconstrued. The charges are only bogus as I have never inappropriately laid hands on another individual or treated my ex in any of the habits where I have been depicted, his statement continued. That restricting solicitation was seldom permitted and totally pardoned. Strader created that he and his ex settled their issues and cut off their companionship, partaking in an uplifting perspective. This was the point at which I first any time experienced enthusiastic affections for, and I acquired some huge information from our relationship, he added. It was a creating experience for both of us. The attestation completed as he gave his appreciation to anyone who showed their assistance for him. I understand that I have committed blunders in my everyday presence and that I am to some degree defective, but I have continued to work every time to be someone that my friends and family would be satisfied with, and I'm really grateful to each person who has been nearby. As demonstrated by the Hollywood feature writer, nuances from the controlling solicitation were fixed when the show's producers were coordinating individual checks on the competitors. A source close to the show told EW as of late, "We treat the security of our challengers very in a serious manner and strive to lead cautious tirelessness. As exhaustive as our evaluating cycle is, this cautious solicitation didn't surface in our endeavors. More nuances are emerging about unfastened female last rose champ Devin Strader and his past. On Monday night, Reality Steve uncovered that Devin had a restricting solicitation gave against him in 2017. The solicitation was referenced by his ex. At the beginning, Steve didn't say all that incited the court demand. In any case, later, nuances emerged that revealed abusive exercises from Devin. What was going on? Keep on examining to sort out more. Hurtful nuances emerge on Devin Strader's controlling solicitation past. Reality Steve rushed to share shocking experiences in regards to Devin Strader's past. 2017 was not a good year for him. He needed to manage punishments of meddling and theft, yet he similarly had a restricting solicitation gave against him and was caught for driving disabled. All along, it was acknowledged the nuances of the restricting solicitation were fixed. Regardless, it turns out it had been opened and various outlets began exploring what Devin did that provoked this court demand. The records they had the choice to get contained a physically composed paper from his ex, organizing a piece of the things Devin had evidently wrapped up. One segment said that Devin had apparently misused the individual being referred to. It read he spit on me and threw his refreshment on me at Pelicans game before everyone in the gathering, and put me in a tight grip covering my mouth. Clearly, Devin Strader faced charges of various things, including dismissing the controlling solicitation. Another case in the solicitation revealed she had a penetrated tire. Exactly when it was being changed, he came outside and laughed at her. The chronicles uncovered he lived only 2 doorways from her. He moreover evidently broke into her home while she was away. He evidently took a valuable stone gems he had given her. Devin was caught and charged. He admitted to charges of criminal trespass and clear evildoer damage to property of under $500, and got 1 year of independent probation. Devin was found in the street outside her home torching something, which was acknowledged to be the restricting solicitation. Up until this point, Devin has not communicated anything concerning the news surfacing this week. To the degree that Solitary Lady producers, it has all the earmarks of being a source close to creation says somehow Devin's previous record got away from everybody's notification and didn't show up with their uncovered wide evaluating process. What is your interpretation of the abuse accusations becoming uncovered? Do you guess Jenn Tran avoided a disaster by their responsibility wrapping up?